Now I'm going to show you how to use your Luminess Air system to cover up a tattoo. Covering a tattoo has never been easier. Usually what I do is I start out with a little bit of paper towel just to protect my clothing. So I'm going to tuck that in here. Then I'm going to grab my color and I'm shaking it up. And what you can do to test the color for accuracy on your body, because sometimes our body skin tone is a little different than our face, is just take your fingertip and just touch it to your skin to test it. And I know that I'm number 6. So I'm shaking that up. I'm putting about 4 drops to start with, but I've got my makeup handy, so if I want to add a little bit more, if I need a little bit more afterwards, I can always add more. So I'm going to grab my stylus. I've got my mirror positioned and I've got great lighting so I can really see the contour of the tattoo to make sure that I'm covering it easily. So I press my power and I'm going to lean into the mirror a little bit so I can really see the outline of the tattoo, which is the darkest part and usually the most difficult to cover. But as you can see, I can zoom right in on that contour or the outline of the tattoo, and I can cover that with my first pass of the wand. So I'm blurring that out really easily, and that's a great color match for my skin tone right now. So I'm concentrating on those edges, like the end of the tail on my little lizard gecko there, his legs, and blurring out that outline. Now I'm going to let that dry. I like to use the air from the Luminess Air system, and you can wait a couple of seconds in between. It's always better to do this in a couple of steps rather than putting a lot of makeup on in one step, because then it's going to look really wet. This allows it to dry. Then you can go back for a second pass, which I'm going to do now, to give it that final coverage. Covering a tattoo has never been this easy. Usually you have to powder, you have to pat, you have to blend, you have to get your fingertips in there. So I'm doing my final pass, just in a little bit of a circular motion. So there we go, that's dried. So I can turn that off, replace my stylus. So now I'm just gonna remove the paper towel that I've used to protect my clothing. There we go. And voila, it's completely vanished. And nobody needs to know my little secret.